Hello guys, thank you so much for joining me on this video. My name is Clarice. I am a recording musical artist, and on this video I'll be sharing with you how to prepare githeri. Now githeri is a local East African delicacy made majorly from mixing beans and maize. So some people usually prefer to start preparing everything from scratch, especially the maize. You buy the corn cobs and then you come and prepare it, but I usually prefer to buy the ready-made ones so that when preparing it, it's easier. I skip the part where I have to remove where I have to prepare them from scratch. So in this video we'll begin with first of all washing them, and then after washing them we're going to boil water to soak them first before we start cooking them. Now, I could not come up with a very interesting fact about githeri, but this plant-based dish is the main meal that has been served to students in schools ever since 1920s. Now, this reminds me of a certain story in high school that I'll be sharing with you somewhere in the middle of this video. So, keep watching. I'll also be sharing with you a very special githeri cooking tip. So I've come to discover that when you cook the maize first, you usually get better results than when you mix them together all at once. I know that some people usually mix them all at once just so that they could cook them once all together, but I came to discover that if you cook the maize first and then you add the beans, and especially if the beans are fresh beans like these ones, they have not been sun-dried, they are fresh from the bean pods. If you put the maize first and then allow it to cook for a while and then later add the beans, it's usually very unlikely for the beans to turn out overcooked. Of course, there are people who like their beans overcooked, but I usually like the beans just cooked enough. So the strategy I came to discover is that you first cook the maize and then you add the beans later. So that's the cooking tip that I'm sharing with you today. I know that this is out of nowhere, but please comment please share your comments or your githeri experience comments in the comment section. when cooking with a pressure cooker, sometimes some people decide to just switch off the heat and wait for the pressure cooker to cool. But as for me, I usually just switch off the heat, and then I put the pressure cooking pot on the tap, and then I run water to cool it off, and then open it afterwards. You know, sometimes Githeri usually reminds me of this story. So let me share with you the story. I remember one time we were seated in a group of friends, both girls and boys, and I was sharing with them that during our high school days, we would be grouped in groups of 10, and then one person would be given the pot with a meal to serve the rest of us. And then the guys were like, huh? Can you repeat that? I did what? I told them, yeah, we used to serve like in groups of 10. And then they were like, what? One person is given the meal to serve everyone else? And then they were like, and then this person would do it, like they would end up serving everyone else. And then I said, yes. I mean, and they were like, why in the heck would someone think that that would work? And I was like, it was working. That's how we used to serve. And then they were like, there's absolutely no way that would have worked in a boys' school. And I was like, why? And then they were like, you know, if you just give, the person who would be given the pot would get lost with it. And I was like, what? There was absolutely no way he would share the meal with the rest of the 10 people. And they were like, no. Like, for example, we had this boy, of course I'll call him Okelo, but that's not his real name, just for the sake of telling this story. They were like, for example, we had this boy called Okelo who would stand close to the dumping bin, and whoever wanted to dump their leftovers would have to give them to him instead of dumping them. So they were like telling me that, so picture, for example, someone like Okelo is left, I mean, you are grouped in groups of 10, and then Okelo is chosen to serve everyone else. Do you believe that Okelo would end up serving everyone else? And I was like, it used to work. I mean, out of 10 people, they'd give one person the pot, and then that person would end up, you know, serving everyone else. And then they were like, ha. For example, someone like Okelo would just run away, you know, with the pot of Githeri, and there's absolutely no way he would share it with the rest. And then the rest of the group would just have to go hungry. And then I was like, what if it's ugali and and you know ugali, you have to eat it with either vegetables or some meat. They were like, even I mean, and then you have to give somebody the meat, and then you have to give somebody the veggies. They were like, everyone would just get lost with their pot. The one with the veggies would get lost with the veggies, the one with the meat would get lost with the meat, and the one with the ugali with all I mean, all these people would just get lost. There's absolutely no way they would get to share it with the rest of the group. And then I was like, eh. Oh my goodness. But as we used to share the pot of githeri very, very faithfully, no one ever ran away with anything. And this is quite some flashback memory. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, and also check my songs out on my Clarice Music channel. See you in the next video. Bye.